one of only 2 fighters to win world titles in 2 separate weight classes, and next month he's going to be honored for that feat when he is officially enshrined in the UFC Hall of Fame.
BJ Penn, now retired, is our Hawaii MVP this week. But as our Brandy Higa tells us, the prodigy may not be Pau yet.
The biggest regret would have been if I didn't get in the ring tonight, because I'd always wonder and I'd always kick myself in the butt and complain to everybody that, man, I could have did it again. And now I know for sure that I can't.
He was responsible for helping build the UFC. That's his legacy.
Emotional revelation from Hawaii's most famous fighter. Standing ovation from the entire press room. That was last July. Hilo native announcing he was done, a moment many considered the end of an era at 16-10-2. Now fast forward almost 11 months, Penn says there's one thing that could lure him back into the octagon.
If a UFC event can come here and they can put on a real show, I think the only venue would be Aloha Stadium. That would just be on another level right there. You know, that'd be crazy.
And seeing BJ back in the octagon in Hawaii would be just that, crazy. But that's how many describe his career. So when it came to being inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame, it wasn't a matter of if, but when.
I mean, just joking around, you know, we always say like, oh, what took Dana so long, you know, to do this?
He owns a UFC BJ Penn gym in Hawaii. What more do you want, BJ? There's nothing left to prove.
BJ Penn was being discussed as one of the very best pound-for-pound fighters in the world.
Penn made his MMA debut back in 2001. That's 13 years of fighting. His favorite moment, he says, not one of his knockout victories, not a win by submission. Rather, cue up brudda is.
My favorite moment ever was the first time I ever walked into the octagon. They're playing that old music. I just remember walking in here thinking, this is it. I get to prove myself against somebody who's actually trained also. I'm not just a street punk. I'm not just a troublemaker. I'm going to prove to myself and to everybody else that I'm above that.
Was there ever a point in your career when you're like, yeah, I made it?
You know, I think I'm definitely the kind of half-full type of person, but I should be just happy that there is a cup, you know what I mean, to put something in. I see people walking into the octagon now, I'm like, those guys are crazy. What are they going to do? But I always knew we would be big in this sport. I always knew that the Max Holloways and all the different guys would come up over the years. When I would go fight in the octagon, I would come home and I would talk to my brothers and I would be like, the people in Hawaii are tougher than these guys, you know?
Many say that chapter of Penn's life was tough. Some say the next, even tougher. How does this sound? Penn Poi. And he's serious about that.
I want to start with Hilo Poi Shop and then Kona Poi Shop and Waikiki Poi Shop.
A lot of people know your name. Maybe that someday they'll know your taro. What sets your taro apart?
That's a good question. What sets the taro apart? Well, we're going to make our taro. We can't tell all our secrets.
UFC Hall of Fame inductee BJ Penn, our Hawaii MVP this week. Brandy Higa, KITV4 Sports.
BJ Penn Poi. I think that we'd all like to try that.
Yeah.
That's going to be amazing. Wow. Incredible.
And if any of you have any ideas on who we should feature as our Hawaii MVP, just hit us up at KITV.com.
Yeah.